Hi, everyone. Welcome to this first edition of the Freedom Initiative. And we'll start at quarter past. Uh, so there's about 3 minutes to go. And this is quite exciting because this entire series of videos will be specifically made to help all of us to become more free. And yes, it's going to be a long journey. And we will discuss today what it means to be free. We have 15 people on now. I've decided to make this first part one an online session, a live session, and that would make it special because at the end of the day, everything that I'm fighting for is freedom for myself, my family, especially my children, that they will be able to have a free future. And I hope you will join me in this fight and everything that I'll be announcing tonight and speaking about, that you will join me and become the hero in your own life. We have about 40 people on now. Like I said, I will start at quarter past. So thank you all for coming on. Can everyone just confirm that the sound is good? Let's just confirm that the sound is good. Make sure that everyone can hear. We have about 40 people on now. Hi Gerard, hi Paul. Okay, so the sound is good. Okay, awesome. I don't want to keep you too long. Hi Dylan, hi Flip, hi Celeste. Sound is perfect. Okay, that's wonderful. So at quarter past, I will start, and then we will. Hi Lizette, hi Jasper. Thank you all for coming on. I did this at short notice, but I want you to share this video so that it can get to as many people as possible. It's the first video in the series. And those of you that have seen the thumbnail will see that what we will be discussing is basically on the thumbnail. Is freedom possible? Can we be free? Hi, Chris, David, Paul, Andrew, Barry, Dylan, Priscilla, Anamart, Annette, Sharon, Boo. Okay, sound is good. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this myself. And there's so many things. The breadcrumb, dude. Hi, Peter. Hi, Tablet. Khalil and Sokolo. Hi. Okay, it's quarter past now, so I want to get started. We're just over 50 people. I did not announce this ahead of time. Hi, Elaine. Hope you're doing well. Shell, thanks for coming on. In this first edition of the Freedom Initiative, I want to explain what the series of videos will be about and what you can expect from them. And I will also explain the formats of the meetings going ahead now in the immediate future, especially, hi Jacqueline, especially considering the limitations that our government wants to put on our freedom of association and gathering. And we cannot let that put us back. So we're just going to have to work harder. Like I've said before, the hectic touring is over, and it was hectic indeed. But we still need to continue with the meetings. We were going to have a live stream meeting today, but something went wrong with Zoom and the person that organized it. So just remember, we will still have live Double O Days meetings, online live meetings for the people that organize it. Don't forget that. But to get back to the Freedom Initiative, this is what we want for ourselves and our families, our friends, our children. We want freedom. Now, what does freedom mean? What does it mean to be free? Can we be free? Can we be completely free? And the answer is quite simply you can never be completely free. From the day that you are born, you have parents that dictate to you. While you're a baby, you're dependent on other people. And as long as you are dependent, you are not free. So, as a baby, as you grow up, you become more and more independent of your parents. And as you leave home, you become independent of your mother and father looking after you, and you start fending for yourself. But many of us then become dependent then again on so many other things. And think about that vicious cycle that we put into, where you now totally become dependent on a financial system. You become dependent on a job or work or business. You become dependent on many things. And things have shifted over the centuries as to what people depend on. If you had to go back 200 years ago, many people depended on their neighbors, many people depended on their communities, many people depended on the areas that they lived in. And if you look around you today, how many of you depend on your neighbors to help to keep you safe? How many of you depend on your community to help keep you safe? We've moved away from that, and this was deliberately done. And we need to get our freedom back. How do we get our freedom back? By becoming as independent as possible and depending on the people around us. If they work together and they believe in freedom, will be your best shot, because government is not going to be your savior, especially not the government in this country and neither the government in many other countries. So if you really want to be free, you need to be self-reliant and you need to be independent. Now, how can you be independent? The first thing that makes you independent is independence of thought, independence of understanding. And in this video series, I will be giving you my perspective on many things that people might be questioning, even from a technical perspective. I will give you information on things that might bound you at this stage, and hopefully you will become free. One of the biggest things and the greatest problems that we face in society right now is fake narratives everywhere. And I will cover very specific topics. And in this live stream, I want you to ask me the various topics you want to be freed from. In other words, if there's something in your mind that really bothers you, but you're not sure if it's right or true, ask me to do a video on it. If I am not an expert on it, I might give you some pointers, or I might get experts on to actually speak to you about a specific topic. But the end goal is for you to be free in your mind. Because if you cannot free your mind, you cannot begin to become self-reliant and free thinking. You are bound by the thoughts of the world, you are bound by mainstream media, you're bound by many things that does not depend on yourself. And there's so many people out there that put themselves forward to be your superhero. The people that say that they will save you, they will get you running water, they will get you electricity, they will get you a house. People promise lots of things. But the only hero that you're going to find in your life is yourself. And the first place you need to free is your mind. So, yes, you can be free, and it's going to take for you to change how you think to become free. And to change how you think is going to take practice and effort. It doesn't come automatically, it doesn't come easily, but it can be done, and we can all improve. And I include myself in this. We can all improve in how we think and see and perceive things. And this is certainly something that we will be doing with the Freedom Initiative. The other thing I want to mention is that we will be having weekends where we are based in Gauteng at the moment. We will be having meetings around Gauteng every weekend from this next Saturday. And I will announce the venues on the Double O's Facebook group, and I will lay them out there. So if you go to the Double O's Facebook group, if you're not on Facebook, follow the link in the description below each and every video, and you will still be able to see those announcements, see where the venues will be, the times, and then you can attend those meetings. There's a limitation of 100 people at the moment. They will all be in private venues. So we have to change how we do things right now, and then we should be able to have our larger meetings towards the end of the year. And like I say, I really look forward to that. So from next Saturday, we will have our first meeting here in Gauteng, and I will announce the venue details. We've gone over 106 people watching. Thank you so much for coming on. Please like this video so it can be shared to many people around South Africa. And remember, even the international people, you can get a Double O Days meeting live by organizing a live stream, and you can invite other people to come into that stream. I will share the link, and then we can actually have a live meeting. I don't want those meetings to be longer than 2 hours, and our future meetings will not be longer than 2 hours. And we will be covering topics that will help you to become free. If there's something that has really bugged you or is really affecting you in your daily life and you're not sure if it's true, then we will discuss those in the meetings, and we will actually free our minds, because this is very, very important. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of comments at the moment. So I thank you all for coming on. We're almost 115 people now. Hi, Marilyn, Dylan, DW, BK Rose, Ilka, VCT. Wow, there's some interesting names here. So the last question now is wonderful. How can you remain hopeful with all this negative news? It seems hopeless. And this is the main reason for the Freedom Initiative, because freedom gives hope. As long as you feel free in your mind, then you will see hope. And in the interview that I had with Rob recently, those of you that have watched the interview will know. Those of you that have not gone and watched that interview, you will see that one of the main things that came out of that meeting was the fact that if you can mitigate threats, that you will feel more free. And a lot of people feel trapped because they feel threatened by so many different things. People feel threatened by social media. People feel threatened by mainstream media. You can cut it out. If you cut it out, that threat is gone. And you can actually start organizing in communities and actually meet together as neighbors, as citizens that feel the same, and come together in groups and just enjoy each other's companies. At the moment, you can come together outdoors in groups of 100. That's a large group. You can come together in groups of 50 indoors. So that's a large group of people that can meet together. And as part of the Freedom Initiative, we are going to start meeting in communities around the country, and we are going to encourage each other and give hope. Because the one thing that the Double O Days Tour has done is to bring people together that feel the same. And people, they might not agree about many, but they want to be free. That's one thing they all agree on. They do not believe in the greater good ideology. They believe in individual liberty. In other words, the freedom for an individual to choose. And they will not relinquish that freedom for this greater good ideology, that this new world order that we are creating amongst ourselves is supposed to absorb. And I don't want to absorb this ideology at all. I want to throw it as far as I can see it. And most of the people that come to my meetings, in fact, almost all of them, they don't want to relinquish their freedom. They want to remain free. And the first place we need to free is our minds. We need to stop worrying ourselves about things that are inconsequential, things that you cannot do anything about. Those are the things we need to cut out of our lives. For you to be free, you need to do things about the things that you can affect. And one of those things are to not worry about the next person, but worry about yourself first. Make sure that you are as independent and as self-reliant as can be. And that includes independence of thought. And this is very important. And this is why I keep on telling people, I give you my perspective. You don't believe what I say. You go and research things for yourself. You become your own hero of knowledge. And it's important that you get books, that you have things in books, because in future, books will be banned. They will not be allowed anymore. So yes, someone just mentioned the guns. We're at 120 people watching now. Thank you so much. Please hit the like button so we can get the algorithms for this video to go as high as possible. I don't want to keep you longer than 30 minutes in this first edition of the Freedom Initiative. And what we are discussing today is, can we be free? And yes, it's absolutely a state of mind, whether you are free or not. And most of us, most of the people around the world, in some way, shape, or form, are in a mind prison. We imprison ourselves with so many different things, and we need to get ourselves out of that mindset. I've spoken to people that don't have a home to live in. And something I've wanted to mention to the people on this channel. As we drove from Cape Town up to Gauteng, we drove past a law enforcement officer that was busy issuing a fine to a homeless person next to the N1. Yes, issuing a fine. And the city of Cape Town is actually saying openly in statements that the law is for everyone, and if you are homeless, you will get a fine and you will be liable to that fine and you must appear in court. Now, this shows you how far the people that run governance in this country, how far they are removed from reality. But I've spoken to people without homes that feel free, that feel completely free. So freedom is a state of mind, and we need to get there so that we can start acting in becoming self-reliant, and so that we can become people that can look after themselves. Make sure that you have water to drink, that you have food to eat, that you have shelter, that you have energy, and something to keep you sane. This is very important. So you can look forward to very interesting videos in this series, because I'm going to be tackling many things that I have not gone into detail in my meetings before. So if you have been in my meetings, this is going to be double O days on steroids, because I'm going to be breaking down many things in detail. If I speak about HARP, for instance, if I speak about HARP, I'm going to do a detailed video on HARP to show you what happens at HARP, so that you don't have to think that HARP is causing a tornado in your backyard, because it is not. It's not capable of doing that. I'm just using one example now. So hopefully in these videos, I can set your mind free so you stop stressing about things that are irrelevant, things that you cannot do anything about, that is distracting you and not helping you to become free in your mind especially. So I really look forward to making these videos. It's going to be a lot of effort, a lot of time. Many of these videos will take many hours of editing. It's going to take a lot of pictures, etc. But it's well worth it. It needs to be done. And then you can go and do research. Remember, this is my perspective on history as well as the future. And I really want to thank everyone that is a part of this Freedom Initiative, because the only way to make ourselves free in this country is for each individual to free their minds first, then to start acting, then going from being a subject to being a citizen by empowering themselves with skills and knowledge. And then we have a citizens force with which we govern this country. It's not rocket science, it's actually a very simple concept. And these Freedom Initiative meetings around the country, they will have a different flavor. They will definitely be focused on freeing your mind. And I think this is vital at this stage where there's just so much information. If I look at all the information I receive on WhatsApp messages, on emails, on all the social media platforms, it is endless. People are panicking. People are worried about so many things that they can do nothing about. Many things in other countries, when there's so many things happening right here in South Africa. So people, yes, many things in the world is relevant. I would like you to focus on the soil under your feet, because this is where you are right now. Okay. And for those of you that are overseas, that are planning on coming back to South Africa, please do so. This is one of the best countries for you to be as we go towards 2030. One of the safest countries in the world. Well, I 100% believe it's the safest country in the world from what the new world order that has been created around the world is imposing on us. This whole order where people amongst us are pimping on other people, are telling on other people, are turning against their neighbors, are turning against their friends, are turning against their families. And we can turn this around. We will put an extended family together around this country of people that want freedom. And even if your culture, your religion, or your flavors are very different, it doesn't matter. If you want freedom, you can work together to have a free country in future. How are we going to achieve this? What is the end goal? And then I will tell you where it started. The end goal is for us to have a new constitution, a new Bill of Rights, where we firstly have the right to defend ourselves and our property. Currently, we only have a right to life and a right to property. We have zero right to defend it. It's not granted in our constitution. And what government is doing now is just applying the current constitution to law. We cannot allow this. So we need to change the constitution. We need to change the electoral system. We need to change the governance system. These are not the politicians. These are the people being paid big salaries to administer services. It's not possible for a political party to give you services. There is a massive government administration that's supposed to be doing that. Then we need to change the judicial system because it does not work for us. I don't want to say my lord when I go to court at all or ever. So there's many things that needs to be fixed, and we can do that. If we become free in our minds and we free ourselves from this system that has enslaved us, we are the government. You don't become the government, you are it. Because the government then has to serve you because you're in charge. Firstly, of your life, then of your family, then your community, etc. This is how it has to work. We almost have 160 people watching now. Thank you so much. Please like this video so the algorithms can be driven so that we can get this video out everywhere. So I'm really looking forward to driving this initiative, this freedom initiative around the country and everything that we need to do to free our minds. I have noticed over this past year throughout this tour that people's minds are captured. And I have to make sure that I don't fall into the trap of my mind being captured by something. If you, for instance, look at hashtag leave our guns alone, it is something we've been fighting for from the very beginning, the right to defend our lives, us ourselves, not the government to defend our lives, us to defend our lives and our property. So we've been speaking about this in our meetings across the country. So it's not a distraction, people. It is the main focus. So please go and join the group, hashtag leave our guns alone, on Facebook and promote it as much as possible. We will take action on the ground because this needs action, because it is a turning point, a place where we can go beyond the point of no return. Another thing that is a point of no return is fifth generation technology developed to the point where we cannot meet anymore, where the government will crack down on us meeting and organizing. So we need to really hurry the work and get to these meetings as fast as possible. Like I said, there won't be a manic tour anymore. We will still visit the provinces. We will announce the meetings beforehand and then meet in larger groups. We need to make sure that we maximize these meetings, that we get that 100 people maximum. So we will announce them a month ahead of time. In the meantime, I will be doing meetings every single weekend until we have reached these future dates. And we will be in Cape Town at the end of July, and we will announce the meetings over there, meetings in the Garden Route, KwaZulu-Natal, the Northern Cape, Northwest, Limpopo, etc. And we look forward to those meetings. So people who want to arrange meetings, please contact me so that we can arrange them now. Large meetings. We need large venues that can accommodate 50 to 100 people. This is important. So large venues that can accommodate 50 to 100 people will announce it at least a month ahead of time to make sure that we get proper attendance and make sure that we prepare ourselves properly, that we have all the facilities we need. I will probably be working with slideshows in many of those, so we'll need a projector as well. So this is it in a nutshell. We are going to start an initiative, and I want you to start thinking tonight in your mind what will make you feel free. And you can, in the comments below this video, say what things are bothering you. What are the things that's really bugging you so we can resolve them so you can free your mind. Once your mind is free, it makes a huge difference. This is a freedom initiative. Once you free people's minds, you start freeing up their lives. And then we can move forward. So, yes, we have about 160 people viewing now. I haven't gone through all the comments, but it's very exciting to start this now. It's going to be awesome to have a meeting again in next week. It'll be here in Gauteng. I'll announce the venue. Many of the people have been to the venue already, but I believe it's the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just have a look to make sure. No, it's Saturday the 26th. So Saturday the 26th, we will have our first meeting in Gauteng. I will announce the venue now in the week. The people that want to attend that meeting, it'll be close to Centurion in the Lazonia area. You can contact us, and you can contact us by sending a WhatsApp message. We will create a new meeting group to make sure that we know who will be attending that meeting. And we will make sure that everyone applies to the rules and regulations for these meetings to make sure that we don't have any unwanted problems. So far on the tour, it's been absolutely awesome. It's just been a huge success. When we returned from Cape Town now, it was a real blessing to see what we could achieve in that space of time. It was hectic. It was so many meetings, but it was totally worth it. And so yes, the 26th, and then again on the 3rd, then again on the 10th, and then again on the 17th. Maybe even on the 24th before we travel down to Cape Town. But we will, in this time, we will have a meeting in Bloemfontein because we were meant to have a meeting on the way up. And all those meetings will be based on the Freedom Initiative, people freeing their minds. So in the comments below, you can send me specific things that you want me to discuss in these meetings. And I will actually create a topic for that meeting, structure it well, and address very specific points. And it is up to you to decide what you want addressed. Besides the basic things that I cover, what you want addressed in those meetings. They will not be longer than 2 hours, and then we will still have questions and answers. At all of these meetings, I want the people to either have a braai or have a picnic or just be together and spend time. It's vital that we do that. So there has to be time after the meeting or before the meeting for people to just mingle and spend time together. This will be a huge focus, and you can come up with any suggestions with regards to that. And in the end, it is for the people of South Africa. And I'm really looking forward to starting this. I'm really looking forward to next weekend Saturday. And then very soon we'll be in KwaZulu-Natal as well. We'll go visiting. We'll be visiting all the wonderful people there. And I really look forward to seeing you. So yes, it's exciting. We do have to focus. Annette Trita says we have to focus. It is vital, people, that we do not get distracted. We need to absolutely focus on the task at hand. It is a mammoth task, but it's within our reach. Because what we have shown now is so many people across the country, when they get proper information, they free their minds. It takes time. Then you can start thinking clearly, disseminating information yourself, and coming to conclusions yourself. Not because I said so or someone else said so, but because of you. And that's quite special. When you become free like that, it's really wonderful. I did something tonight that I haven't felt that I had time to do on this entire tour. So this is more than a year that I actually didn't go and have a bath to just clean myself. I went to have a bath to relax. It's the first time in over a year. And it was so freeing to just lie down and relax and think of nothing. And it's something I had to do to free my mind. And people need to start thinking about their own well being. I certainly need to lose some weight. There's many things that I want to do that are goals for myself and for my family. And we had a wonderful family activity this morning. We were up very early, and I will still do a video on that later. We took some stunning pictures, but we went out to a shooting range where my entire family learned to shoot various weapons, many different weapons. It was probably close on 10 different weapons. So all my kids, from the youngest to the oldest, as well as my wife, could experience all the different weapons available, and it was a fun activity. There was nothing serious about it. And the instructor that we had is the most wonderful person. And I can really recommend anyone that wants to take the fear out of firearms to actually go and do this course with him. He does a 3 hour theory course and then 3 hours at a shooting range where it's absolutely fun. So even my 7 year old daughter enjoyed it and even shot an AK-47. And she was very proud of herself. So, yes, people, there's a lot that we can do to free our minds and do things that matter to us. And tonight, I want you to go and think what you can do for yourself to free your mind. What do you want to take out of your mind that's really bugging you? And we will tackle it together and we will get it resolved. And if there's a specific issue we can't resolve, then that is unfortunate. But every issue we will try and resolve. Even if I'm not an expert, I will get an expert and we will resolve something. And I really like that. So, yes, people. Yes, Hannes Grobbler says freeing your mind is one of the most difficult things to do, but freeing someone else's mind is 10 times as difficult. Big thing is not to argue with them, but to show them. That is so true. That what he means is that we need to live by example. And if you live by example, it's also very freeing because you don't have to force anything on anyone. The person will see it themselves and they might decide to actually follow what you're doing. And that's a wonderful thing. Ilka, shooting range sounds fun practice. Yes, your gun rights. I personally, my wife doesn't own a firearm. Our kids don't own firearms. I only inherited a shotgun from my father's estate, but I do have weapons, and I do believe in self-defense. It's very important that we have the freedom to choose whether we want a firearm or not. There's so many people in this initiative that believe that they would want a world without guns, but they believe absolutely that we need them and that we have a right to hold them to defend ourselves. And this is important. Casey, LZ, Casey, do we need to live in self-reliant communities on small things or be self-reliant from your home? Very good question. You need to be self-reliant where you are first. This is vital. We need self-reliant people across the country where they are. I will discuss it at length in my meetings. And obviously, what I discuss in my meetings, I'll be doing videos on them one by one. I can just cover a lot more in those 2 hours, especially if people ask me specific questions. But we're going to free ourselves again. And it starts with our minds. And the videos I'll be doing in this Freedom Initiative series will help you to free your mind. I'll do videos on fifth generation technology. I'll do videos on the very feared nanoparticles. I'll do videos on the history of vaccines. I will do videos on masks. I will do videos on all sorts of specifics that might be bothering you, just to give you an idea. And we will become scientific and we will actually look at evidence. And then you can make up your own mind. Once again, do not believe what I say. Question everything, make it your own knowledge, because then you empower the community around you. Yes, absolutely a solutions drive, but Elaine, just remember, we need to tell the people that they need to free their minds. We need to become free. This is a freedom initiative. Being free brings happiness and joy. When you lock people up, when you lock their minds up, when you lock their way of life up, you cannot experience joy. It's almost like you're told that you have to go and cup clip the whole day. You have to go and break rocks the whole day so that you can get this tiny little sweet once a month or once a year. This is the life we've accepted, and we just think this is okay for some reason. But we can change that. We certainly can. Thank you to all of you who have come onto this live stream. I never thought that we'd have this many people. Thanks for everyone that has liked this live stream. And I'm really looking forward to these meetings now. Once again, everyone that wants to arrange a meeting, we need a venue that can handle 50 to 100 people, even if it's outdoors and people bring their camping chairs. It needs to be a venue where people can socialize and get together and have fun. This is vital. So, the type of venue we have is crucial, that we have a venue where either 50 or 100 people, 50 if it's indoors, 100 if it's outdoors, can get together and where we can have fun. Maybe have a braai or whatever. The person that organizes the meeting come up with fun ideas, and then we will have those meetings all over the country. You invite us there and we will come there to that meeting. We'll arrange it a long time ahead of time. So we're not touring around the country. If you want a meeting in Kukanap and you can get 50 people together there, we will advertise it beforehand. Then we will drive out to Kukanap and then return to where we are again. We are not going to uh, be meeting hopping where we have 2 to 3 meetings a day. It was extremely taxing. It's not fair to continue that with the children. So, yes, it's important that we have structured meetings where I will have presentations. If it's daytime, I will still work off a presentation, even if we don't have a projector and we can't projector onto something. I will still work off that presentation so I can cover everything specifically that we need to cover. And if there's anything you want me to cover specifically, then I want you to ask me beforehand and I will include that in the meeting. So, a very different format to before. Yes, everyone, please like the video. We've had almost 150 likes so that the algorithms can be driven for this video. How can we drastically cut government throat or cut them out of our lives? Fairness, this is a very important question. Ignore them, make them irrelevant. How do you start making government irrelevant? By becoming the government in your own life first. Most people want government to help them. In other words, they are dependent on government. Like I said earlier in this live stream, and for those of you that have come on later, please go and watch the beginning. If you make yourself dependent on something, you are not free. So when you're born as a baby, you are dependent on your parents. You leave the house. Now you become dependent on a salary, you become dependent on work, you become dependent on a job, you become dependent on your company. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be dependent on that. That can actually make you free. So, how you look at it needs to be different. And you can free yourself quite simply by how you look at things, and free yourself by not being dependent on those things, by having the 5 things you need for survival: water, food, shelter, energy, and something to keep you sane. And the things to keep you sane are very important. It's a very huge factor in producing happiness and joy. And this is something we need to experience in our lives. So make as if the government does not exist. Don't moan about them. Only look out for the things that's removing your freedom, like this bill on guns, like the fact that we can't defend ourselves, like many other things where things are dictated to us, the regulations of these lockdowns, the curfews. These are things that lock us in. These are things that take our freedom away. So, what you need to do is make yourself independent and free in your own life first. That you have to do through self reliance. When you are self reliant, you are able and capable of looking after yourself first. You're not going to beg someone else to help you with something. And this is vital. Okay. We need the last 7 likes. People, people need to get together. I want people to meet up. So please contact me. I want you to contact me. My email address is in the About section on this YouTube channel. So if you go to the Double O Days YouTube channel, not just the video link, you go to Double O Days, you go to About, and then you will there get the email address. You have to do a robot check and it'll show you the email address. You can send me emails. Many people send me emails all the time. You can also send me an SMS to say that you want to arrange a meeting. Then I will give you the time frames for when we can go to which province and which area. And because we will be announcing this ahead of time, people can travel to those venues and maybe stay over, make a weekend of it. It'll always be on a Saturday, people. So those meetings will only be on Saturdays. And what we can do then, the online meetings can be in the week, but those meetings away will be on Saturdays. And then we have a get together. And the people in the area will know what the weather is like. If we can't be outdoors, we need to get an indoor venue. And then obviously the amount of people that we can have becomes a problem. We might have to do two meetings indoors then, if it's two groups of 50. If it's on a private place, I don't really care. So, yes, it's very exciting, and I can't wait to get started with the video series. And the time is right now. You know, before I went to Cape Town, I announced the Freedom Initiative video series, and now finally we can start with it. So, please, in the comments, mention the things that you want very specifically to be addressed in the Freedom Initiative, the things you need to free your mind. And I will cover them in distinct videos. And I really look forward to that. It's the first set of videos that are made with input from the subscribers. And it has shown how you have stayed with me on this channel, how you've grown Double O Days to where it is today, where there's over 3.3 million views. It's absolutely incredible in just over a year to have achieved that. We've already done 1/10 of those views again. And yes, I mean, I don't know what to say. I can only thank you. You are busy freeing yourself and you're busy freeing the country just by getting information. Information is the most liberating thing that you can ever find. And in the end, we need to liberate South Africa. Hashtag liberate SA. Hannes, your take on business now being able to demand you take the vaccine. Well, you know, at the end of the day, anything that takes your freedom away is a problem. It's that simple. So I believe in individual choice, individual liberty. Anyone that takes it away is the enemy to freedom. And we will fight them by organizing on the ground. We already are. And the people around the country are already meeting together. We just need to grow the numbers fast. Hi, Vonnie. Hope you're doing well. Yes, camp out with fires and fireside chat, Elaine. Definitely, we will do that. I really can't wait to do that because that's going to be the fun part, to just sit around a fire and talk, and for people to just come together and even camp out. You know, come up with your own ideas. Let's find venues. There's many venues that are willing for us to do things like that. But come forward, get hold of me, and then we organize this and we start next Saturday. And then the Saturday after that, the one after that, I'm available every Saturday to do this. So thank you very much for everyone that's come on to this meeting. Yes, Revival Slongwane. I can't wait for the next meeting. I'm budgeting to come to the next one. Please guide us more on self-reliance. We've been taught to rely on chain stores. Yes, we will talk about that a lot. So just remember, once this video is loaded now, there's another comment section. Go to those comments and put it there, or whatever you want me to address in the meetings as well as in the videos. Send me an email or send me something in the comments to this video, and I will specifically go and look at that. Boo. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, Debbie, I will address that. That's a very important thing to address. Thank you so much. We seem to have luck at the beach. I'm really happy. Thank you, everyone, for coming on. It's been 45 minutes now. So I hope you enjoy this live stream. It's really exciting going forward. So instead of slowing down, we are speeding up, and super, super exciting. And I can't wait to see the wonderful people. Many of you that's on the stream will probably be at the next meeting next Saturday. And then all the other provinces, please contact me so we can arrange those meetings in future. And I can't wait to get to you. It's really exciting. Thank you to everyone that's made it possible for this channel to continue, that's made small contributions. Thank you so much. The details are in the description below this video for those of you that want to keep this freedom initiative going. It's not going to stop. We will continue until the job is done. And that is what it's going to take. The people that are new to this channel, please go and watch the Question Everything series and the Moments in Time series. I will start to add to those now as well. And I'm sure you will find some of those stories fascinating. I certainly will have some fun telling them. I'll get into a lot of trouble for telling them. I can tell you Eskom was all over my LinkedIn profile after I took the Rater apart. But yes, that is what happens to people when you are willing to speak out. And I couldn't keep quiet any longer. So, yes, I look forward to seeing you in the meetings. Thank you so much for coming on to this live stream. And remember, in the comments, please leave whatever you need your mind freed from. What is bothering you? Chemtrails is another one. Okay, chemtrails is certainly something we can discuss in detail. I know a lot about chemtrails. I've studied it in detail. And it's not going to be what many people think. Because unfortunately, for many people that believe in weird and wonderful things, I actually understand a lot about physics and what happens with the aircraft wing. And but I will put videos together to actually explain to you what has been done in the past, what is happening currently, so that you understand what is fake and what is true, and you can decide for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. And till the next video is put out there will be 2 videos made in the series before I start doing videos specifically on the questions and the things that you want addressed. So I really look forward to that. Self-reliant communes would be great. Well, anyone can come together and become self-reliant. You know, I first want people to become self-reliant where they are. And people that are similar normally come together. It's just something that happens. I'll speak about nano, many things. Matthew asked Des to add you to the group. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming on, and till the next video.